Hello, how are you? Welcome back to the Level Up Lighting Show with Sesay here on Adorama TV. Today, we have a question we're going to ask ourselves. How do we get 4 completely different lighting looks without moving a single light? How can we go from a simple, flattering headshot to a dramatic beauty editorial look simply by adjusting the power of our 2 lights that we're going to have on set today? It's a simple problem to solve that's going to give you dramatic results. Thank you for joining me. And remember, there's levels to this. Let's go. The first lighting setup I'm going to do today is something everyone can do at home. It's perfect for headshots. It's one of those looks that's flattering on everyone. And it's basically just using 2 V-flats, or you could use a wall, firing an umbrella into them and back out onto our subject. What this does is all the light kind of wraps around you. It almost looks as if though you're doing a headshot inside of a room with floor to ceiling windows. One of the unique things about this is the catch light. If you look in the model's eyes, you'll see this really big, really full catch light. It gives us this amazing effect like we're lighting with windows, and we're just using one umbrella, a very basic light shaper, bounce back into 2 V-flats. And if you don't have V-flats, you could simply use a white wall or anything that's large and white. What you want to do is fill up a large area so that you get all this light kind of bouncing back into our model's eyes. This is a really simple setup and anybody can do this. So again, we're starting someplace really, really easy. Okay, now for our second look. For our second look, we're using a telezoom reflector aimed down at our model, giving us this really dramatic light. This is one of those lights, unlike the lighting I showed you previously with the umbrella going in the V-flat, it's very directional. It's one of those shots where you really have to direct your model in and out of the light so that it hits just perfectly. But this is what I would definitely consider to be hard light, extremely focused. You see we're shooting on a white background, but it's easily going completely to black when we're doing this setup. Okay, so now you probably know what I'm gonna do next. Yes, I'm gonna mix both the V-flat and the telezoom together. I'm gonna lift those shadows that we're getting from the dramatic light of the telezoom. This way, when the model turns her face, I have some shadow detail that I can play with in post. I also think it looks great right here, coming right out of the camera. So now we're on 3 distinctly different looks, using just 2 lights on the same set. We haven't had to move things around. Yes, we can move the telezoom reflector to either accent or edge lighter a little bit more or wrap it around the front, depending on like what look we're going for. But we're able to get to these 3 looks with very little effort, just using 2 lights. And I bet you don't know where I'm gonna take this to next. Or you can tell by looking at the setup behind me that I'm gonna end this by adding gels. Yes, oftentimes in post, we'll add like a little bit of yellow to our highlights. We'll add a little bit of blue or green to our shadows, but why not just do this in camera? You get excellent results and it looks just a little bit more natural than doing this digitally. So what I did is I put a warming gel on our telezoom reflector. Then I put kind of this steel green bluish gel on our V-flats. And I was able to mix the 2 together to get this beautiful look. And you'll see like it really makes the red in her lipstick pop. It completely adds a different vibe to the shoot. So now just using 2 lights and just thinking about, okay, how can we mix and blend these, use them individually in order to get completely different looks. One of the things that we deal with all the time when working with clients is change. Can we make it a little bit this? Can we try that? Having little things like this in your pocket where you can make dramatic changes to a shot, ask them if they like it or not, get a feel for things, and then get right back into focusing on your model and not all the equipment and not all the lighting. You kind of want to have like all these different recipes in your back pocket, and that's what this is really about. Because remember, at the end of the day, there's levels to this. Ooh, sorry, I didn't know we were recording. Actually, I did know we were recording. I was trying to find a fun way to come into this, being it's the end of the video, and you guys already gave me so much of your time, which I truly respect. There was something that I did sneak on you in this video, though, that was a little different. Because when people are starting to learn lighting, there's a word that scares a lot of people away, and that is lighting ratios. Why does the word lighting ratio scare people away? Because you have 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 4-to-1, and then you have to think in your head, okay, what does 4-to-1 mean? What does 2-to-1 mean? Let me simplify this for you. You don't need to learn lighting ratios, but as you're developing your lighting recipes, you do need to understand the difference between two light sources. Or you need to understand the difference in exposure of different parts of your set. And no, we're not going to go deep into the zone system, but in the shoot I was doing today, I had an accent light, which was sometimes my main light, and I had a fill light that was sometimes my main light, and then I was using them together. And when I was using them together, there was a specific difference that I was looking for, probably in the ballpark of around 3 stops. How was I able to get there easily? By easily just using a light meter, dialing in the difference between what my 2 light sources were, so that by the time my subject stepped on set, I was ready to go. Now, yes, there are times where all of us are taking multiple pictures, saying, wait 1 second, let me see, we're almost there. But there's those magical moments where you can get the light dialed in before your subject even gets there. It's perfect, and you can get straight to shooting. And the first image out of your camera is gold. And when you have that type of confidence from your subject that they're happy with the first image that you take, oh, there's levels to this. And that's a level that I want all of us to get on. So thank you for joining me. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell below. And when I mean comment, please comment. I try to get in here and respond to every single comment that someone leaves. If you have questions, ideas for other shows, please just let me know. And also, this time, when I'm recommending the lighting that I'm using, I'm gonna put in there what I use, but if you don't have the same lights I have, I'm also gonna recommend some other lights or light shapers that you can use that will do similar things to what I'm using here in the show today, so that everybody has an opportunity to try this at home. Again, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. And always remember, there's levels to this.